Hello, welcome to episode 9 of our language design exercise using the OHM language library. In the first 8 episodes, we designed a programming language exclusively in the OHM editor, and today we're breaking away from our editor, and we're going to build an actual real live command line application using OHM. All right, so let's begin. I start off in a brand new folder. We're going to make a JavaScript program, so let's initialize it as a JavaScript program. -minute -y, this gives us a package JSON file, which immediately try to clean up a little bit by making sure we add in here type module so that we're writing modern JavaScript and not that ancient scripty JavaScript. I want to join the real world here. We're going to be using OHM, so let's npm install ohm-js. And when we do this, you can see ohm.js pop up in package.json. Good to go. What else should we do? Let's make folders for our source code, our tests, and let's make an examples folder. In the examples folder, we're going to go in and create a file. Let's create a couple files. Let's create one called hello.small. Remember, this is the small programming language. And in hello.small, we'll do our print hello that we know of from all the work we've done previously. So there's one example of program. Okay. But more interesting, what I really want to do here is write a program. So in the source folder, let's create files called small.js. This will be the code we run. And let's create a file for our own grammar that we wrote in the previous episodes. Back in small.ohm, what we want to do is take the grammar that we wrote in our OHM editor previously and drop it in. So here it is. Wow, 101 lines of grammar code. Wow, that was big. That was fun. It's not very clean, but these things can be fixed. Let's just save it so it's in here. And let's get to writing our program, right? So what we want to do for our program here is we want to begin by writing a syntax check. We want to make sure that we can actually use our grammar. I want to be able to type in something like node src small.js and give the name of a file like examples hello.small, and then have it come back with like syntax okay if the syntax is okay, and some kind of an error message if not. So our code is going to look something like, yeah, actually good. What is it going to look like? Well, what we need to do is we want to tell OHM to read in the grammar and then use that grammar to see if it can match a program written in the programming language we designed. See how that's done. So we really want to do something like, let's create a grammar object. And this grammar is created from the file that we typed in here. So small.ohm is going to be our grammar. And what we want to do is tell OHM, hey OHM, can you make a grammar object out of our grammar? Now, where is the grammar? Well, the grammar is in a file called source small.ohm, and to read that in, we have to do fs.read file sync. This is I'm not in the habit of using synchronous code for JavaScript. I'm sorry, but in this little case, it will do just fine. So let's import the fs object from the file system. That is a built-in module in Node. And let's bring in OHM from ohm.js. So import OHM from ohm.js. So now we're going to be able to read in the grammar, and then we have a grammar object. I suppose for fun, we can console.log the grammar just to make sure that it got written. We'll ignore this. Ignore this for now. Let's just see if everything got read in. Yeah, actually, that looks like a grammar. So it looks like OHM is able to do its thing. Okay, I really don't want that. What we do want to do is actually now take this grammar and match it against some source program. We could match it directly against print hello, Jello. Hello, if we wanted to. Let's see. And I think we need a semicolon. So yeah, I mean, we could do this, right? And this will give us a match object back, because that's what Ohm does. When you tell Ohm to match your grammar against the source string, Ohm will give you back a match object. And you know what? It's actually considered good practice to use JavaScript raw string right here. And that means the nice thing about it is you won't have to escape your quotes or anything like that. So this is the match object. And again, we can just see what Ohm does with this match object. Run this. And well, I definitely got a match object over here. It's got a lot of good stuff in it. But what's really interesting, though, is we want to know if this match succeeded or not. So we'll use the succeeded method. And it said, yes, it did succeed. If I were to leave off the semicolon, for example, and I try it again, then the match did not succeed. If the match did not succeed, you can actually make use of a cool property on the match object called message. So console.log match.message if it does not succeed. I guess if it does succeed, we should say here console.log syntax okay. So let's try it again now. It says here, look at this nice error message right here. Line 1, column 14, expected a semicolon. This is Ohm's doing. I mean, in Ohm, we said that the print statement had to have a semicolon right here. So this is Ohm telling us that it expected a semicolon, which is actually it's really kind of nice, isn't it? Okay. Rather than encoding a program directly, let's see if we can read it in from a file. So let's do another read file sync. And this time we'll use process.argv, command line argument. Command line argument 2 is where we find the command line argument. So, if you want to do this, we better import process from process. I don't know. Now we can actually take in examples. Hello.small. And syntax is okay. Let's make another file here. Let's make a bad file. Bad.small. Let's see if we can put in some syntax errors here. So I guess we'll start off by, let's let A be an array of integers. Start it off as empty. Let's print 9 times 7. And let's stick in something like that, which we know doesn't exist. And then maybe assign A to the empty dictionary. I mean, you can do whatever you want over here. Let's try running this. So that's hello.small. Let's run bad.small and see what kind of error message we get. All right, so Ohm said it expects one of these things. Pretty nice. Okay. How about while x is less than something, do a block? This won't be good. I mean, we'll probably get a similar error over here. Oh, it doesn't like this A, while x less than, while x is less than a dictionary. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I mean, Ohm is showing us stuff out the language you probably never thought about. Now this is okay. What might not be okay is if we did something like that. We'd get another error. It's telling us it expected something else. What if we tried A is equal to 2.22 E semicolon, so we forget a digit after the E. Is Ohm good enough to tell us? Yeah, expected a digit. So Ohm is nice. I mean, it stops at the first error. It doesn't collect a bunch of errors together. but this is where we're going to stop right now. It shows you that. To actually use OHM in an actual application of your own, what you do is you say ohm.grammar, and you can give the source code of a grammar or read it from a file. That gives you a grammar object. The grammar is matched against some source code. If the match does not succeed, match.message will give you a nice little output, including where in the program you failed, the line number, the column number, and what had happened. Otherwise, you can just say syntax okay. Now, all we've done with OHM right now is check syntax. Next up, we have to actually do something with the match. And I know what you do with the match is you apply what's called the semantics objects to it, and that semantics object could interpret. It can build abstract syntax trees, and it can do whatever you want with it. But that will be for the next episode, which will be episode 10. See you then. Bye.